Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a brand new Sacred Union energy update. We're going to get right into the reading today, but first, I just want to talk about the energies, the cosmic energies that we're experiencing right now. So Mars has gone direct. Mercury is going direct next week. There will be a little bit of a shadow period as well, but we'll be experiencing Mercury going direct next week. I think it's around the 18th. So this energy with Mars is really interesting. What I was picking up on, I actually tried to do this reading before, first time, but my cat crashed into something, so I had to stop. But I was picking up in this energy. Mars is the masculine energy, and it's been really interesting because what we might have been experiencing is this desire for action and forward movement, picking up on this energy of action and forward movement, but also this kind of stalled and stagnant energy. Like, I want to do this, but why can't I do this? It's almost like there's this passion, but maybe this lack of motivation as well. There's this, I've made a decision, but why don't I feel ready to move forward? That's because of Mars in retrograde, and we've been experiencing that for a couple of months, but it really feels like that energy picked up the past couple of weeks, where it felt like you wanted to take action but you were stalled out in some way. I was also interested to hear that some people are calling Mars going direct as the real energetic new year, and I really love that. As some of you guys know, I really experienced an energetic shift for myself exactly on New Year's. I have been going through grief and mourning and releasing the past and releasing attachment and all this stuff that I talked about in previous Sacred Union energy updates. But New Year's, something completely integrated, anchored in, and shifted for me energetically, and it just completely opened me up to potential, to looking forward towards the future, this excitement, this creation energy. I really anchored into this, I don't know how to explain it, just this new energy within myself. I could use a whole number of adjectives to describe it, but if you're experiencing this, then you get it, then you know. It definitely feels like we've experienced pockets of this over our journey, but this is just completely anchored in. It closed the door of the past and really opened up to this new potential. Almost like we were in between two worlds. We were in this transition period, and like it almost felt like we were anchored in, but not quite. This anchored in completely. So you might be feeling that with Mars going direct now. And it's interesting because, again, what I was picking up on was Mars is the masculine energy. And what I'm feeling now is the feminine energy goes first energetically. She is the one who kind of leads the connection energetically with her intuition, with what she's picking up on, with her connection to the energies in the universal realm. The masculine energy then anchors that into the physical. So there's the before and then there's the after. So there's the divine feminine, then the divine masculine energy. So that's what we mean by goes first. It's not a hierarchy. It's not a superiority thing. It's not one being better than the other. You guys work in tandem. And the more that you understand that you're working in tandem as one, the more you're understanding union. So the masculine energy anchors that in, but they are energetically right behind the feminine. That's what Mars retrograde has really felt like. It's felt like the divine masculine has wanted to take action. The divine masculine has wanted to go forward in their creation, in their decisions, in their choices, but they were feeling pulled back, stagnant. Why can't I? Why can't I do this that I want to do? Why can't I bring myself to do this? Almost like there was this push and pull within themselves. Now, this could have been your own inner masculine. I'm not just talking about the masculine collective. I'm talking about masculine energy as a whole. So this isn't just about counterparts. This is the masculine energy as a whole within yourself as well. So you might have felt like, I want to do this, but I'm feeling, I don't know if this is right for me. I'm feeling stagnant. I'm feeling a little bit stuck. I don't have the motivation, even though I have the passion. I don't have the drive, even though I have the desire. It was a very contradictory kind of energy with this Mars retrograde. But what's happening is, what was happening was, it was almost a time for reflection to kind of make sure you were making sure everything was in place. I was going to say this is the direction that you wanted to go in, but it's almost like that, that, but it's like everything was in place. So you might have been making decisions. You might have been finding clarity over the past, especially with Mercury retrograde, where we are reviewing, reflecting, reconsidering, all that stuff coming back around to make sure it's really what you want as you move forward. Well, with Mars going retro or going direct and Mercury going direct now, it's like everything that you've been contemplating, considering, evaluating, deciding is now anchoring in. So you're making those decisions to move forward, and everything that you're creating right now, everything that you're taking action on is going to anchor in and come into alignment. So what you've been doing is you've been putting the pieces together, and now everything's going to be coming into alignment for that action. And you're going to feel much more stable, much more grounded, and that desire and that pull is not going to feel so wishy-washy. It's not going to feel so insecure. You're going to feel the passion, the desire. You might even be feeling a lot of sexual passion and desire within yourself, a lot of creative energy, a lot of desire to take action. This could be for your own life. This could be for connections, for relationships. There's a lot of energy that's moving now. The energy is flowing again, where it felt like it was stalled. It felt like it was slowed down. And that's because you needed that time to reflect. You needed that time to go inward to really clear out the past, clear out where you were, and allow for the new to come in. Allow for you to take action on that new, because again, Mars is that energy of action, especially action with your desires. So you're really manifesting in this space here, and not just manifesting from an energetic space, but again, Mars being the masculine energy, manifesting from you taking that first step, and then the universe meeting you, the universe supporting you with whatever decisions that you make, choices that you make, and whatever first steps that you make. The universe is going to back you up and support you. This time period was just for you to really decide what it is that you wanted, to be certain in yourself what it is that you wanted, so that you can move forward in confidence. So it's very Emperor energy. I love this energy. It's very Emperor energy. So we have been picking up on that. Divine Feminines, you might have been experiencing this within your own masculine energy, but I do feel like the masculine collective for counterparts too have been picking up on this as well. And that's why there might have been this kind of back and forth being experienced in the energy, but that's all balancing out here. So beautiful cosmic support coming through here for the ascension journey, for the global collective, and for counterpart collectives as well. All right, so let's get into the reading. We're going to do a deep dive into what's being experienced within the connection and within their own individual journeys. Remember to take it for your own inner masculine and feminine. Also take it for your connection as it resonates. Don't attach to a specific person. Be open to the energies. Be open to everything. Just be open to the energy, the highest energy of love. Take it however it resonates. So let's see what's going on for the Divine Masculine right now. What's going on for the Divine Masculine? What's going on for the Divine Masculine? Authenticity. Oh, that's gorgeous. I'm just called to all the bright colors, and what I'm hearing is, I'll just channel for the Divine Masculine first. We have the card Trust at the bottom of the deck as well. I'm going to take that as well. This feels... I'll get to that in a second. Look at all the bright colors here. It's felt almost like the Divine Masculines have been in kind of like a shadow period themselves, where it was almost like things might not have felt completely colored. Their life might not have felt completely colored. By which I mean really muted tones, really, maybe you don't know, but sometimes when you're going through periods of sadness, through difficult challenges, through obstacles, the world kind of takes on a different hue. The colors aren't as vibrant. Life doesn't seem as lovely. It feels pretty lacking. That's the kind of energy that the Divine Masculine has been through or has been in because of the journey that they have been undergoing. And that journey has been where they are releasing old versions of themselves. They've been, I'm hearing, in that cave. We've used the cave metaphor before, in kind of like a cocoon themselves, of healing, of clearing, of ascension. And part of that journey has been them really being introspective. I'm just getting a lot of hermit energy here, really introspective. But they're coming out of that cocoon. Something's really clearing here, and I feel like part of that is with this Mars direct energy. There's a new sense of confidence. There's a new life that's coming here, a new vitality that's coming here. It's almost like they are really stepping into their truth. They're really stepping into their soul self. They're really seeing themselves in a new light. And because they're seeing themselves in a new light, life itself is taking on a new light with so much color and so much vibrancy and so much passion. They had been pretty stuck before, and so it felt like life had lost its color, and they might have been in that energy for years, decades. They might have been stuck in that energy where they weren't passionate about anything, where they didn't have dreams or goals. But this journey really woke them up to that. And they had been in an energy of resistance and stubbornness and pride when it came to that, because that meant change and that meant growth and that meant evolution and expansion. But now that they've been going through their own ascension, and I'm really picking up on August energy, so it really feels like it accelerated with the summer. We've talked about the August 8th, the 8-8 portal, the Lionsgate portal, that really seemed to accelerate this ascension for the Divine Masculines. And I feel like they're coming out of that energy now, where it really feels like they're looking around and they're seeing, I can't believe I was living my life one way when I could have been living it this way. This is a huge change in perspective. They're showing me the Hanged Man now. This is a huge change in perspective. And what I feel like they're doing now is they're beginning to trust this. So I feel like they have been experiencing this in bits and pieces over their journey, over the course of years, as they've been going through awakening. But I always say ascension is a different ballgame. You go through many layers of awakening, many different levels of awakening, and then you go through your ascension journey. And there are multiple levels of ascension as well. And this deepest level yet is what the masculine has been going through, which is self-empowerment, authenticity, embodiment, and faith. This is their feminine energy that has been waking up, as the divine feminine has really been surrendering, claiming, and embodying her feminine energy that's been part of her ascension journey. The feminine energy within the masculine is waking up, which is waking up their core masculine energy. So feminine over here, I just say over here because this is where we put her cards. Feminine over here has been anchoring into her feminine core, where she is in union with herself because she has also healed her inner masculine energy. She's discovered and embodied this union within herself, where she feels safe, where she feels secure, where she feels honoring of herself in her truth, in her authenticity, in her self-empowerment. This is the wholeness of her. The divine masculine embodied, the person who is embodying that core masculine energy within this sacred partnership, within this dynamic, because there are two people within this dynamic. The person who has been embodying the core masculine has been waking up in their feminine energy, in which they are clearing the distortions, how they viewed feminine energy in the wounded state, how they had suppressed their own emotions and their own expression and their own vulnerability and intimacy, or maybe even pushed that away or shied away from that because it didn't feel safe to them, because it didn't feel secure to them. And that was their wounded state. And so now that they are healing or picking up and mirroring the divine feminine here in her union state, in her healed state, the masculine is mirroring this. They've been healing the feminine energy, which is waking them up to their masculine essence. So the feminine is really feeling safe and secure to be in her core essence of the divine feminine energy. The masculine is feeling safe now to enter into his core essence as the core masculine, as the divine masculine, because he's been healing the feminine energy as well. So he's able to express himself more. He doesn't have to go into the old patriarchal realm of control or manipulation or suppression of emotion, because that's considered weakness. It's only considered weakness because that's the pattern that was given. That's the pattern that was shown. He's recognizing that his emotion, his vulnerability, and his intimacy with himself and with others, especially his sacred partner, is strength. So, because that feminine energy within him is being healed, it's waking up and allowing the masculine core essence to rise, where he feels that leadership role, where he feels the energy of action, where he wants to have direction in his life, where he wants to have that passion, where he feels empowered, not powerful. That's the energy of corruption, right? But empowered, self-empowerment, not needing to control others around him, not needing to control situations, or the environment, but trusting that empowerment, that empowered energy within himself, his own inner authority, his own authenticity. That's where this trust is coming in. And I'm just getting called to this feminine energy. And because he's trusting the feminine energy within him, which is tuned into higher power, which is tuned into source, which is tuned into all that is, because he's trusting that feminine energy, he's able to be more authentically himself as the core masculine. It's a very empowered state of being. I gotta say, it is very sexy. It is very sexy, this energy. As a feminine feeling this masculine energy, it is just, it's the energy that you want to surrender to. Somebody who is gentle, tender, loving, uplifting, protective, secure, safe. Not in the old distorted energies of what that used to look like or could have been to the wounded energies, but just in a very healed, present state of being. It is very, very nice. Very nice. All right, let's see what this feminine is feeling. What's going on for the divine feminine? What's going on in the journey for the divine feminine? I did get a new microphone, so you guys let me know how the sound is as well, if you wouldn't mind. Also, if you wouldn't mind helping me boost the signal so this message can get shared with others by liking or disliking. It all helps the algorithm. Or commenting, sharing, and making sure that you subscribe. That would be helpful, and I appreciate it. Divine feminine, please. What's going on for the divine feminine over here? What's going on for the divine feminine on this journey? We have cycles of life. So divine feminine, you might have been closing out this cycle. And that's what I was talking about a little bit when I shared a little bit of my experience. I have shared my experiences in depth, and there's a purpose for that in previous Sacred Union energy updates. I share my personal experiences because I'm part of this collective, so remember that. That is, to let you know what you might be experiencing as well. Everybody's on their own path, so it's not going to look exactly the same. But the energy around it as a collective might be familiar. So I share to show you what it might look like, and to just have that kind of clarity around the energy that we're receiving. So you might be closing out this cycle, this past cycle, releasing the old energy, releasing the old attachment. And when I say attachment, here's what you might be releasing. You might be releasing the old version of yourself. You might be releasing the past life energy of yourself, not past lifetimes, although that could be part of it. But you could be releasing the, who you were before today, so that you're anchored into this present moment and not attached to past stories and past experiences. Yes, you have those stories and your experiences, and they make up a part of you, but you don't attach to them. I'm going to give you an anecdote because this is what they're calling me to. When I was going through illness with Lyme disease, I was very much attached to that story. And there was a purpose for that because it enabled me to share my story and connect with others. I wrote a book, I gave speeches, I created a whole foundation around that, and it helped thousands of people. And I'm so grateful that I was able to use my experiences to transform other people and help other people in that way, because the worst thing that I feel like you could possibly do is to sit in that pain. I didn't want to sit in that pain. I wanted to help others and use my pain as a source for helping others, to transmute that pain into something worthwhile, into a purpose, turning that pain into purpose. But I realized through this ascension journey that I was still very much attached to that experience and to that story. And it was only when I had released that attachment and really healed that I was able to share my story with Lyme disease and share my experiences without the tears, without the emotion attached to it. I released the attachment. That story is still my story. That experience is still my experience. And it was very much a part of my life experience and very much a part of me. But I didn't have to be as attached to it as I was. And that's what healing really gave me. It gave me the opportunity to transcend out of that story, out of that timeline loop that I was really stuck in. Again, I feel grateful for those experiences because it enabled me to help so many others, and I continue to do so. But I wasn't attached emotionally where I was suffering. So that helped me step out of my own suffering. It's still part of my experience. I'm still helping others through that experience, but I'm not attached to my own suffering anymore. That's what this ascension journey really showed me. So you might be releasing those emotions, those stories, those experiences as far as your attachment to those stories and your experiences. You don't deny it as part of yourself. You don't deny it as something that you experienced, but you transcend the suffering, you transcend the pain so that you just hold with you the wisdom and the experience that came from it. So that's what healing does. So you might also be releasing the past versions of your connection, past versions of your journey, past versions of your person, past versions of whatever this is. It could be past versions of anything. You could be even releasing future versions. The future version that was based in your past. I talked about that in previous Sacred Union Energy updates as well, where I was letting go of the dream that I had with my counterpart based on that past version of us. So that it just opens up to unlimited potential now, unlimited creation energy. So you're ending cycles and you're beginning a new one as well. And I also feel this high priestess energy coming through here where you are just completely in tune, where you are completely, I'm just getting this very authentic, raw and real energy. There's this energy of for lack of a better word, nakedness coming through. But what I'm getting from that isn't a weakness and it isn't a shame. It's a strength. It's allowing yourself to be open. And a lot of clarity coming through here as well. So really beautiful energies coming through for both counterparts here. All right, let's see what deck I want to use today. I don't know. I'm going to use this one. I use this one a lot, but I'm feeling called to the energy of it. All right, let's see what's going on. Yeah, this is Divine Masculine, right? Yep. And this is the Divine Feminine. So very different decks today. Usually I pair this with the sister deck, the Arcanum Tarot, but I'm going to use this one and this one. This is what I'm called to. So, okay. Let's see what's going on for the Divine Masculine when it comes to this connection. What's going on for the Divine Masculine when it comes to this connection? I actually want to do something different. I want to see what's going on in his world. So what is he experiencing along his own journey? And then we'll get to the connection. What's going on for the Divine Masculine? Page of Swords. He's seeing something new. He's seeing something fresh. This is almost giving me Hanged Man energy as well. There's a lot of clarity that's coming in here. There's been a lot of transformation. I'm just seeing the butterflies as well. So really stepping out of the cocoon. And again, almost like seeing life with new eyes. But this is different. This feels like he's seeing a piece of news differently. Might even be seeing his Divine Feminine differently. What I'm getting is the energy of might be scrolling through social media and seeing articles or podcasts or memes or even pictures of the Divine Feminine or sharing of the Divine Feminine. And he's taking it in a new light. Not in a guarded, push away kind of energy, but in a, oh, there's wisdom here. Understanding that there's wisdom here. I'm also hearing that this is a way that he's connecting with the Divine Feminine through social media, through maybe even just watching your social media in some way. Could even be picking up on news of the connection and of you through other people, through third parties, if that resonates. But there's some kind of news that's coming in. He's seeing things in a new light. And I'm really getting this energy of like an actual physical, tangible news. Like, again, social media is coming through like memes or articles or something that's giving him insight. And again, it could be insight into you, Divine Feminine, but it's more, the more he's picking up an insight when it comes to you, it's mirroring back within himself. So he could be, let me clarify this, because it seems a little convoluted. So he could be picking up on reading, listening to podcasts, reading articles, reading posts on social media, reading memes or something like that, and he's seeing it in a new light. If he might have understood something one way, now because he's going through this transformation, he's understanding it in a new way, in a fresh way. The other thing is he might be connecting with you through social media by watching your social media or listening to your social media, and that's actually mirroring back to him in a new way, where he might have pushed that away in the past, denied it in the past. There's wisdom that's coming through whatever it is that you're sharing and posting, and he's allowing himself to integrate that. He's allowing himself to be open to that. He's allowing himself to take that in a new way, recognizing your wisdom where he might not have recognized that in the past, and he's mirroring that back to himself and understanding his own inner wisdom. You're a reflection for him. You're a mirror for him. So there's a lot of wisdom and clarity and insight that he's gaining. It could become coming from a number of different sources. If it's coming from you, then you're just mirroring to him what he's already known within himself, but maybe he had denied. But now that he's stepping into his true authenticity, now that he's honoring himself and trusting himself and feeling confident within himself without the ego component, that's really important, without the ego component, he's open and welcoming in the wisdom that you share and applying that to himself and to his life. Wow, that's really interesting. Really interesting here. All right, tell me more about the Divine Masculine. What's the Divine Masculine experiencing, please? Let's get one more card. Thank you. The Emperor. I knew I was feeling that energy with the Mars. With the Mars going direct energy, I was feeling that energy here. It feels so stable, so good. I'm just getting a lot of solar plexus energy as well. This feels really, really self-empowered. Really good. They might have been going through ego death. But yeah, look, strength at the bottom of the deck. They might have been going through ego death, but I feel like with the strength card here, they've been taming and overcoming that ego. Integrating that ego and understanding, using discernment, what is ego and what is intuition. What is ego and what is their higher self? They've been understanding this and they're anchoring that in now. With the Nine of Pentacles, I'm also feeling that there's a focus on finances, is what I'm hearing. Maybe even getting more stable in their finances so that they can be more independently, financially independent and secure. There's an energy of that Mars direct energy, that desire, that movement forward, that energy of wanting to take action now and take direction for their life. They have the confidence now, or they're building that confidence now to take much more stable, grounded action for their life so that they can be more financially independent, or at least materially independent. Again, the masculine really works well in the material world. They're really grounded in that space where they have that physical component. So the ego is, I need to have this financial stability. I have to have this material success. I have to have this house and these cars and these toys and these games and this, etc., 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 in order to be successful, in order to feel fulfilled. That's all ego. The divine sacred masculine, the conscious masculine, understands the balance of, yes, being financially grounded, but also being connected to the feminine energy of love and intuition and relationship and harmony. I'm hearing focus on what matters, and they're understanding that what matters is being in tune with the heart, being in tune with the self, and that anything that they were seeking was just outside of themselves. Feeling like you need to attain financial wealth or financial security or material goods is seeking outside of oneself. Now, those things are not inherently bad in and of themselves. You can have everything that your heart desires. You can have all of that, but in a healthy way where you are not putting the focus on that as a be-all, end-all. That's not the important aspect of life. What's important is your relationships. What's important is the love. What's important is yourself and how you relate to yourself and connect to yourself and connect to God and the universe around you, the world around you. and you can enjoy all of those material things. But there was such an unhealthy emphasis on that. I have to do that first. Or I have to do that so that in order to be happy, I have to have this amount of money in my bank account. Now they're understanding, they're turning inwards and have turned inwards to understand that happiness is all within the self. Again, how you relate to yourself, how you relate to others, the love that you have there. And now that they have done that and are building that confidence within themselves and are feeling secure within themselves and are in tune with themselves in that balance with the masculine and the feminine energy, now it's like they are taking the lead for their lives and directing their lives in order to be financially stable and successful and all those things. The physical world, the physical material objects and attainability is all the after effect of what you have within yourself. The after effect. It's not what you seek in order to fulfill you. It's what adds value to that self-fulfillment you already have inside. Divine Feminines, you were learning this when it came to partnership. When it comes to a relationship, adding value, you're not seeking a relationship. You're not chasing after a relationship. You're welcoming in, because you're connected deeply to yourself and loving yourself, you're welcoming in and receiving a relationship that adds value to your life. Not something that is outside of yourself. Divine Masculine is recognizing this when it comes to his material world. Interesting energies here. All right, let's see what's going on for the Divine Feminine. What's going on for the Divine Feminine, please? What's going on in her world for the Divine Feminine? Three of Pentacles. I'm getting this energy of Eight of Pentacles, like she's really focused on work, her creativity, possibly even collaborating with others in a creative sense. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. This Page of Cups is giving me the energy of like ideas, creative inspiration. It's just giving me this energy of being creatively, divinely inspired. Allowing herself to receive. I'm just seeing an open crown chakra and allowing her to receive inspiration, creative inspiration for ideas and projects. I feel like Divine Feminine is focused on her material world and even working on her material wealth as well, which is interesting for the mirroring that's happening here. She has felt the garden gate open is what I'm hearing. If you know traditional tarot, there's this energy, there's this hedge. And it's almost like it leads the way to a garden. That's what this feels like. That garden gate might have felt locked. You might have felt stagnant when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your creativity. But I feel that garden gate has opened and there's this new tangible beginning that's here for you. And I feel like you're being very divinely inspired and creative, especially when it comes to artistic pursuits. Now, artistic pursuits can be anything. Mathematics can be artistic. Engineering can be artistic, but it's the creativity of all of that. It's like you're having new insight. It's like with what is that want to come out? Oh, Six of Cups, beautiful. Oh, yeah, okay, exactly. With the Hanged Man here, it's like enlightenment. That's what this feels like. And with the Six of Cups, it's like tapped into the inner child. The inner child is all about imagination, creativity, inspiration. That innocence. You're not limited. That's what this energy really feels like. I feel like, I'm going to put these back. I feel like the Divine Feminine is really tapped into that creativity. And so she's opening new doorways for her material world as well. This could be career. This could be projects. This could be whatever this is. There's unlimited potential that's coming through now. And I feel like she's going to pick up on that with regards to her material abundance. And not just material abundance, although that does feel like it plays a part here, but when it comes to abundance in general, remember, abundance is an energy, so allowing herself to receive that creativity begets allowing herself to receive abundance in all things and in all ways and all aspects. Beautiful energy here. How are you guys relating to each other? I'm going to do something different. I'm going to use this deck that I've been using for the Divine Feminine for how is he feeling about the Divine Masculine. Interesting that they want me to cross it, but that's what I'm going to do. So how is the Divine Masculine feeling for the Divine Feminine, or about this connection. We have the Sun. We have the King of Wands. And we have the High Priest. They're seeing the higher potential of this connection that they might not have seen before. We have the Knight of Cups on the bottom of the deck. I'm also getting drawn, oh, there it is too, the Two of Cups. I'm also getting drawn to the Judgment card. Again, rebirth, reawakening, second chance. That's what this really feels like. And I feel like because of this, you have the Knight of Cups and the Two of Cups here as well. They're wanting this partnership. They're coming towards this partnership, wanting to share this expression of love. Truly. And I'm also getting creativity here as well. So they might be creatively inspired to take action with this King of Wands. So they're seeing this connection in a higher light because they've had this ascension, which the High Priest represents. It also represents a higher level of commitment. So I do feel like they're committed to this connection, committed to you. And I do feel like they're gaining that courage and gaining that confidence to take action, to share that with you, because they do want to share those cups with you. They do want to share that love with you. And I'm just getting called to the binding here. This is that union, that alchemical marriage, that sacred marriage. That's your union. So I do feel like there is a lot of heart expansion opened here. With the Sun here, you are that happiness, you are that light. And when this card came out, I was reminded of sunflowers. Sunflowers might be important in your connection as well, I'm hearing. But I was reminded of sunflowers, how when the sun comes out, you are just shining brilliantly with your head turned towards the sun, just like this. But when there are troubled times, you don't turn away from each other. Sunflowers don't turn away from each other. When there are troubled times, when the clouds come, when the storms come, these sunflowers turn towards each other, for that support, for that shelter, for that safety, for that security, to remind each other that you're not alone. That's what's happening here. Where you might have in times of difficulty and trouble and stormy weather, where you might have turned away from each other, or one might have turned away from the connection, where you might have resisted coming together. What's happening now is you're understanding, the Divine Masculine, I should say, is understanding the strength of two, the strength of having each other, the strength of the sacred partnership. There is a lot of love here as well that's coming through. Again, I'm just getting a lot of solar plexus energy, but it's also heart expansion. There's a lot of love here. There's a recognition of the love that they have for you and that they have always had for you. And again, where they might have turned away from that, now there is a recognition and a commitment towards this. Beautiful. So let's see how the Divine Masculine, or how the Divine Feminine is feeling towards the Divine Masculine. There's a sense of real, I'm just getting a lot of solar plexus energy. It's like taking my breath away. There's a sense of real confidence that's coming through here, real stepping up energy that's coming through here. And I feel like Mars direct is really assisting this. Whether or not, Divine Feminines, you see that action might remain to be seen. Just stay in your power, stay in your integrity, stay on your sacred path. The Divine Masculine, at the very least, is taking action towards his own journey and his own life. Divine Feminine, how are you feeling towards the masculine? Divine Feminine, how are you feeling towards the Divine Masculine? The Ace of Wands, you might be picking up on a lot of this passion energy that's coming from the Divine Masculine. You might be picking up on this awakening energy that's coming from the Divine Masculine as well. So I feel like with the Four of Swords, this is where you need to be. This is this place of surrender, where you are releasing the cycles of the past, especially that past heartache, where there were etheric wounds, is what I'm specifically hearing. You see how these swords. You have the 3 swords here, the 1 sword here, making up the 4 swords. But these 3 swords are like the 3 of swords: heartbreak, pain, betrayal. What you're doing here by closing out these cycles of the past is you are healing the etheric wounds of your connection, of your journey. And I like that he's kind of in meditation and contemplation, because I feel like that's where you are and have been in your internal world. You might have been taking action and creating and building and all this stuff in your physical world, but there has been also a healing energy, a surrendered energy that's coming through here, where you are doing a lot of healing on the in the energetic realms, in the higher realms. You're doing a lot of healing on these wounds based on your path. These wounds are not in him anymore. They're not in the heart. They are behind him. They are being cleared energetically. It's almost like what I'm seeing is their energy, and they are being lifted from you. Almost like a release of burden. So there's a clearing of the etheric wounds, and all you have left is that 1 sword. But that 1 sword is truth, is clarity, is understanding, it's insight. These are your boundaries. These are your healthy patterns now, so that you know that this isn't going to happen again. It's almost like what I'm seeing is the healing of those scars, the healing of those wounds, but etherically. With the 7 of Cups here, you might feel like there are a lot of options. There might be a little bit of confusion about what the future holds, because again, it feels like unlimited potential. It feels like this new opening of life, and you're excited about it, but there might be confusion about it, because it's like, well, what is it? What path is it? What's being brought into me? I know that there's something coming. I know that there's something here, but what is it? So you might actually be looking at the masculine like who are you? Who are you, as far as, are you the person that I knew? Are you a completely different person? Are you just a new energy? Are you my partner? Like, there's this question. You're looking at the divine masculine, looking at your own future, kind of like, I don't know, everything's kind of up in the air right now. But allow yourself to remain surrendered, because there is this beautiful new beginning that you are picking up on, that you can feel, and it's moving into your action space. So this might just be energetic right now, which is causing some confusion. You're feeling a divine masculine coming towards you. And part of the confusion is it the person that I've known as my counterpart, who is growing, shifting, transforming as I've been? Or is it somebody new who has been going through their own journey, who I maybe don't know, have not met yet, who is going to match my frequency? There's a lot that's up in the air for you, Divine Feminine, but you can feel this. You can feel this new beginning, even though it's just energetic yet. It hasn't manifested in the physical yet. I want to get a little bit more for the Divine Feminine. How is she feeling towards the Divine Masculine? How's the Divine Feminine feeling towards the Divine Masculine? How's she feeling towards the connection? Let's get one more card. How's she feeling towards the connection? Yeah, 10 of Cups and the 9 of Wands. She can feel this. She can feel, this is part of the energy that she can feel. She can feel the excitement. She can feel that wishes are being fulfilled and manifestations are aligning energetically. She can feel that there's something growing here. There's something new here, not the battles of the past. This is a new door that she stepped through. She can see that those seeds have been planted and now it's blooming. She can see that with her third eye. She might not be able to see that yet with her physical eyes. And so there's still some surrendering that is happening here. I'm also getting this energy of, it's like she's in a way waiting, but she's not holding herself back kind of waiting. She's not in a waiting room for somebody else. She's still moving forward. She's still on her sacred path. She's still excited for life and manifesting and creating her life and enjoying her life. So she's not waiting in that respect. But there's a sense of curiosity, healthy curiosity that's coming through, where it's like she's waiting for all the cards to be shown. And that's what it feels like. It feels like she knows the masculine hasn't shown all those cards yet. And so she's just kind of waiting for that. But again, it's not waiting as in the traditional meaning of the word waiting. It's not like she's sitting on a couch and not enjoying her life and not living her life and not, but she can sense something's coming. And so she's just letting that unfold, surrendered to that unfolding, trusting and accepting in that unfolding. And that's what it feels more like. It's not so much waiting as it is just a place of acceptance, a state of acceptance, knowing that there's something coming, there's something here. And so it's almost like she's looking at the masculine like I can feel you, I can sense you. There's a little bit of mistrust still there, like doubt of, are you coming? Are you here? Where are you? But she can feel this. She can sense this. She just doesn't quite know what it is. Interesting. Or what it's going to look like. That's what I want to say. It's not she knows what it is. It's her union. It's her counterpart. It's love. She can feel this, but she doesn't know what that looks like yet. She doesn't quite know what that means or what that's going to entail as a whole. That's part of her surrender. Let's get how you're feeling towards each other. I want to do a little bit of a deeper dive today, like I said. It's been a while since we've done this. There's been so much happening energetically that it's been a while since we've done this. So what's happening? How are they feeling towards each other? How is the masculine feeling towards this feminine? How is the masculine feeling towards the feminine? Oh, interesting. Unrequited love. You see how the masculine is kissing her hand, coming forward, and she looks almost disinterested. This is the energy that we've been picking up on lately, where the divine feminine feels almost apathetic and disinterested, possibly because of this confusion. I can feel it, but where is it? I can feel it, but where's the action? I can feel the energy of it, but it's like talk the talk, now walk the walk. Where's the walk the walk? Where are the actions and the words and the energy all aligning here? So she's been a little bit apathetic and disinterested, and just really focused on her own joy and creating her own life and her own sacred path and making sure that she's living a life that she's enjoying and loving and embodying all the sacredness within her. But when it comes to her masculine, she's still a little bit like, I can feel it, it's coming, it's growing, but what is it? That confusion here. It seems like there's unlimited potential, but it's almost like there's a downfall with that unlimited potential because that can kind of create a confusion of, well, which direction is it? So the divine masculine is picking up on that and almost feeling that this is unrequited love. That's not anything for you to do, divine feminines. You've done your job. You've healed. You've gone through your ascension. You've gone through that growth journey. You're walking your sacred path. You're embodying the highest level of yourself in love as best as you're able in every moment. Your job is done. You've done your job. There's nothing more that you need to do when it comes to this connection, except for continuing to embody yourself, your sacred path. This is for the divine masculine to overcome. This is part of that confidence that they're building within themselves and part of the ego that they're overcoming. This is for the divine masculine to overcome their fears because divine feminines, you've overcome yours. You've learned to trust in your intuition, to trust in what is felt energetically versus what is seen in the 3D, in the physical evidence. I had somebody very recently say to me that I'm very close to, say to me, who is not on this ascension journey, who doesn't understand twin flames, tries their very best, but just is not on this journey. Say to me, he doesn't want anything to do with you. It's very clear. Because he blocked you, because he this, because he that. I could very easily take that and claim that. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Maybe I should. My ego says, maybe I should. Maybe I should just be completely done and just not. But that's where I've surrendered. I just love and feel gratitude for my sacred partner while I'm open to any variation. I'm open to anything now, whatever that looks like. But I also know what I've experienced with my counterpart, the person that I've experienced this journey with. And I just don't believe those words. And so I didn't say anything. I didn't argue, I didn't defend, I didn't say anything. I just said, I love you, and that was it. And as soon as I didn't say anything, as soon as I just said, I love you, and that was it, they responded, well, what do I know? Maybe I don't know. And again, I didn't say anything. I just allowed other people to have their beliefs. And that was it. Because I'm trusting in my own intuition. I don't know if my person, I've always said this, I don't know if my person is actually the one who's going to be my life partner. But I know that he's been my counterpart. I know that he's been my ascension partner. I know that he's been my, for lack of a better label, twin flame. And that there has always been so much love between us. And like I said, I will never, to this day, disbelieve or deny the love that will always exist between us. But whether or not we can turn that into a physical partnership, that's not up to me. That's up to him and his choices, his decisions. I mean, it's up to me in some way, of course. You know, I'm not helpless here. I'm not disempowering myself in any way. But it takes two people to make a relationship. And I had already been in a position where I was trying to put in the effort to make the relationship work, but it was one-sided. I couldn't do it all. And so that's when I stopped chasing. That's when I said, I'm not putting the effort here if you're not putting the effort back. That's when I needed to make the hardest decision of my life, one of the hardest decisions of my life, and walk away from a connection that had already pushed me away. The divine, you've overcome your fears, divine feminine, or you are overcoming your fears. You've overcome looking at the 3D as if that's all there is, at the physical world as if that's all there is. And you've learned to trust in the energy, and you've learned to trust in yourself and your intuition and what your heart says. Divine masculine has to learn to do the same. That's part of their journey now. It's not your journey. That's part of theirs now. Divine feminine, how are you feeling towards your divine masculine? Let go of control issues. Exactly. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Exactly what we were just saying. Exactly. You've learned to let go of that control. You've learned to surrender. I'm getting a lot of throat chakra activations right now, if you guys can hear it. There is a desire to express and also a need. This feels like masculine energy, desire to express and a need to express. Divine feminine, you've let go of the need to receive that, where you were just surrendered because you found that kind of closure within yourself with the cycles here. You found that closure within yourself where you don't need to seek from anything because it's all within yourself. You don't need to chase anything. You don't need to seek for anything. You have or are, or you will be, depending on where you are, what stage you're at, you will be letting go of those control issues and just allowing yourself to be and allowing it all to unfold naturally. That's your state of acceptance. That's your state of surrender. In between, you have chemistry. There is so much love and so much energy exchange between you. A strong magnetic attraction is here. It's not chemistry as we know it in our societal world. This is the sacred bond. This is the alchemical marriage, that soul merge. This is love between the two of you that extends beyond your physical humanness. This is your soul, loving another soul as you, as one. And yes, we experience this with others in the world, with soulmates, with soul tribe, soul family. Even with people who aren't, we extend that to that unity consciousness, experience that unity consciousness, extend that love to all because we are all one in that respect. All unique threads in the whole tapestry of creation. But you and your partner share that connection, that bond, in a way that is inexplicable to someone who is not experiencing it. All right, what's blocking this connection right now? What's blocking this connection right now? I mean, we got a little bit from here with how you are experiencing each other, feeling about each other. This is some guidance for you as well. You know, divine masculine needing to overcome their fear of unrequited love, fear of now the divine feminine rejecting them. especially seeing the glow up that she's done. But divine feminine, releasing that control as well. Divine masculine, what's the block right now for the divine masculine? Or what's hindering this connection for the divine masculine? Ooh. There's a sense of strategy and planning coming through here. I want to do it right. I want to make sure she knows. It's almost like they're showing me a funny thing. It's almost like when they're showing me Christmas, and it's like you see all these men, masculine energies, but we're going to go with men just for the sake of this analogy. Men trying to figure out what they want to, okay, what do they want, I'm getting it. Okay, what they want to buy their significant other for Christmas, right? And so you see them in the stores at the last minute, like looking around. They want to show their affection. They want to show their appreciation, but they're kind of at a loss. I experienced this with my boss at the metaphysical shop that I work at. And she was talking to her husband, and her husband was like, and she's young like I am. And she was talking to her husband. Her husband was like, her partner, not husband, but her partner was like, I'm at Target right now. And she's like, what the hell are you doing at Target? She's like, what are you doing at Target? He's like, I'm finding a gift for you. And she's like, just come home. And so when he came into the store later, I said, come over here. And I said, don't get her a gift. I said, give her something meaningful. Not something that she can buy on her own, but something meaningful. You know, make her, as stupid as it sounds, like make her a coupon book for time away from the kids. Or, you know, run her a bubble bath. Or, you know, just put on a movie for her or something like that. I said that's the real gift that she wants, because she is a mother and she's a businesswoman and she is go, 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 and sometimes she burns herself out, and all she needs is nurturing. All she wants is nurturing. And he looked at me and he's like, you know what, that's a really good idea. I'm like, people want that. People want the meaningful stuff. I mean, material stuff is, of course, nice too, as long as it means something. It's a thought. It's the thought. It's being thought of. That is what people really want. To be remembered. To not feel forgotten. To not feel like a last-minute thing. They want to feel like you put in the effort. Especially women. Especially feminine energies. They want to feel like you see them, you understand them, you appreciate them. That you put in the effort. That you took the time to say, what matters to my partner? How can I show her my appreciation? How can I show her what she really means to me? Not from an impulsive buy, but from a really thought-driven place, a really heart-centered place. That's all the feminine wants. The feminine wants that vulnerability of the heart for you to express yourself, for you to see her, understand her, and for you to open up so that you can see and understand each other. And I feel like the masculine is kind of not quite getting that yet. Might be learning that, not quite getting that, but I do feel like they are planning and strategizing. How can I come forward in such a way that I'm not going to be rejected, or that she's not going to reject me? But it's not ego-driven like that. It's so that she can see that I really do want this, that I really do want to put in the effort. What can I give her? It's like a metaphysical gift. What metaphysical gift? What metaphorical gift is probably the right word. What metaphorical gift can I show her? Can I give her? That shows her that this is real, that this is true. There's a lack of confidence in this, in the action coming forward. Love doesn't need to be proven. You don't have to prove your love to another. But you do have to make sure that your actions and your words align. Divine Feminines, what's hindering you when it comes to this connection? What's hindering you when it comes to this connection? Or holding you back when it comes to this connection? Oh boy. Divine Feminine, what's hindering you or holding you back when it comes to this connection? We have differences and we have the card forgiven. You feel like maybe you've been so far apart that there's no reconciliation here. You feel, I don't feel like you feel separated from your counterpart. I feel like you don't feel disconnected from your counterpart. I feel like you feel them energetically, but you might feel like your counterpart feels separated from you, or your counterpart has disconnected from you, especially in the physical. How do I say this? I feel like you feel really just kind of secure within yourself. I feel like you might feel really secure within yourself. I feel like you might feel like you're still feeling them energetically, and so you don't feel like you're lacking anything. But when it comes to your physical companionship, when it comes to the physical world, I feel like you feel like it's been maybe too much time. You're too separated. You're too, like you're walking separate paths now. It feels like you might feel like there's no chance for this to come together. Like there's no chance for this to be, the forgiveness card just feels like reconciliation rather than forgiveness. You might feel like your partner isn't forgiving of you, or you're not forgiving of your partner. You might be feeling like your partner thinks that you're not forgiving of them. I feel like you might be projecting onto your partner a little bit. I feel like you might be thinking that your partner, just like I said, this person that was in my life who said they want nothing to do with you, you might be feeling that. You might be thinking that. You might be looking at the 3D and saying, they don't want anything to do with me. So this is beyond reconciliation. There's not going to be a reconciliation. There's not going to be love and forgiveness here. It's too different. It's too much. We've been too much apart. There's no coming back together. So you might be a little bit in your ego, a little bit in your mind space about this. And you might be projecting that onto your partner. Come back to yourself. Don't make assumptions about your partner. Come back to yourself. Okay. What I want to do is get a Conversations with Counterparts card. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use the first deck. All right. I'm going to use volume 1. Let's see what does the masculine want to say to the feminine? What does the masculine want to say to the feminine? You're my safe place. Oh my gosh. That's beautiful. What does the feminine want to say to the masculine? I don't want to share this journey with anyone else. She knows. She feels this connection. That's what she's holding space for. Divine masculine to the divine feminine. I wished for you. Your person's manifesting you. Feminine to the masculine. We wished upon... Oh my gosh, you guys are answering each other. I wish for you. She's saying, well, we wished upon the same star. It's almost like, you know how when you've been married a long time, you kind of bicker, but there's so much love there. It's all about the intention, right? Like, it's like when you call a dog, like, ridiculous or silly or stupid. It's like the amount of love that you have for your dog is unbelievable. So you don't mean it. It's just, you know, kind of like affectionately, like, teasing or affectionately, like, whatever. That's what I feel here. I feel like the masculine is saying, but I wish for you. And she's saying, you idiot. Like, we wished upon the same star. Why can't you see this? Why can't you see that we wished upon the same star? Like, we're wishing for the same thing. So where are you? It's interesting. Wow. Divine masculine to the feminine. I love you beyond measure. I'm devoted to you, to this, to us. All right, you guys. And I want to begin again. All right, everybody. That's going to be it for today. We will be back soon. So stay tuned. I'm sending you all so much love, so much light, and we'll see you next time.